Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another beautiful, lovely episode of mine. I'm yours truly, Sprite, and back at it again with another beautiful podcast episode. Today, we are going to discuss about the Steam Machine. Yes, the Steam Machine. For those who don't know, a Steam Machine is not a steaming machine. No. We're talking about a console, or what seems to be a console. Not too sure yet. Valve had released, or is going to release next year in early 2026, sometime whenever. We're not too sure yet. There's no specific date of when this console will release, but Valve has decided to release a new gaming PC into the world. It's a literal box. A small box, definitely smaller than the OG Xbox. It's not as tall as the current Xbox, but it's just a cube. It is a literal gaming cube, and this is an interesting thing because you can play any Steam game on there. You can play games outside of Steam as well, from what I've heard. You can play Xbox exclusive titles that are on PC. You can play PlayStation exclusive titles that are on PC. And I'm not sure about Epic Games. People are saying you cannot play Fortnite on there, though I feel like you probably can if it's a PC. Anyways, so one of the problems that I have with a Steam machine is that I would love a Steam machine. I've already considered that I should probably aim towards the land of computers, the desktops, just for, my next big boy purchase for gaming. For when the Xbox that I have now is outdated, for when I do need something, I think I have considered in the future a gaming PC. Now, Steam, conveniently, just as I was thinking about this, says, hello, here is a little brick that can play all PC games. Have fun. Now, here's the problem. Just when we all thought that the Steam machine is going to be a price of an Xbox or PlayStation 5, $500 range. We have news that says otherwise. So, a content creator by the name of Linus Tech Tips, I think I said his name right. I don't know him. I mean, I have seen a couple of videos of him here and there. Linus, he says that he's disappointed about the upcoming Steam machine because it may not be priced like a console. Valve asked what I meant by console price, and I said $500. Nobody said anything, but the energy in the room wasn't great. So Linus Tech Tips, he's actually been invited to Valve to try out the Steam machines, to ask questions, to do, whatever. And he shares that response that the console may not be $500. And we don't know the price yet. We don't know what may be going on. We'll find out soon, I'm sure. Surely, given another month or two, we'll find out more. And, what Steam has created seems like something we've all been waiting for and what we asked for from a console, right? Because you can use it as a PC as well, but its primary purpose is just to play video games, and it's got good tech onto it. It will have two different models. It will be either 512 gigabytes or it'll be 2 terabytes. It depends on your model, but considering where the future is at, we are probably going to need a 2 terabyte model because 512 gigabytes is not enough for today's generation of video games here, because my Xbox that I have here is 500 gigabytes. I've maybe got 10 games or less max. I got Fortnite on there that's already so high for whatever reason. I have Call of Duty on there that's already high. I have GTA on there that's also high. So when you put in, there's just 3 games like that, I have little to no space, and I can use it for little gigabyte games like Monopoly or Uno, or just small games, Minecraft. So now I've come to the realization that if I'm going to buy something in regards to gaming, if it's a new console, it's gonna have to be a big memory. If it's not big memory, then I'm stuck in a situation like I am now, that I cannot rely on my Xbox right here. I cannot play new games without deleting old games, and that sucks because sometimes you want to play old games. So if heavily depending on Steam here, the Steam machine, if the price is right, it'll be well worth it. But here's the situation about pricing, is that if you're going to charge basically a price of a computer, what's stopping me from getting an actual gaming computer at that point? There's 2 directions that Valve can take. It can be competitive against the console, revolutionize the consoles, and become top seller, right? You're going to sell a bunch of these little cubes. You're going to be able to get rid of them all. Well, I mean, I guess it also depends on the cost efficiency and how to make these, or how much it is to make these, but consoles run for $500. In this box, it's a little box. It's not a gaming desktop by any means. It's just a small box. Now, granted, it has advanced tech in there. Let's see, CPU, semi-custom AMD Zen 4, semi-custom AMD RDNA 3. The RAM, it's got 16 gigabytes of DDR5 plus 8 gigabytes of GDDR6 VRAM. So it's basic for the RAM. But, with the PC, I can customize it. Power is internal power supply. AC power is between 110 to 240 volts. I guess it depends on what games you're going to play on that bad boy, really. Like, for example, if you put in GTA, a bigger game, it's going to make your Xbox go frrrr. If you play a small little game like Uno, your Xbox is going to be quiet. Now, the storage, like I said, it comes with 2 different storage sizes, but both models will include a high-speed micro SD card slot. And I like that micro SD card slot. So you can plug that into your Steam machine, and more than likely you would probably be able to put or download video games onto there or use it as an extra storage. Obviously, it's got Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. It comes with a Steam controller. And it recommends that you use the Steam controller. However, have you looked at that thing? We've already established that the Xbox controller is the best gaming controller. We've already established that there's nothing like the Xbox controller. You can search it up on Google, best controller for gaming, the Xbox controller layout. Not saying Xbox in particular is the best, but the Xbox controller, that layout, nothing beats it. And even though it comes with its own controller, I'm more than likely going to plug in my own Xbox controller into that bad boy. There's just no way I'm going to be playing with its weird, lumpy looking controller. It just looks weird. I feel like it feels weird. It's big, and that's okay if it's big, because I'm a big guy with big hands. But Xbox controller, if it's not the Xbox controller, it's not going to be anything. I believe you're still able to use your keyboard and mouse on it as well. So, in case, and you can plug it into your TV, you can plug it onto a monitor, you can play your Steam machine however you want. The display port, it comes with two different displays. So you can use your HDMI 2.0, or you can use your display port. HDMI 2.0 is up to 4K at 120 hertz, while the display port 1.4 is up to 4K 240 or 8K at 60 hertz. Hertz? Is it hertz? I don't know. Anyways, so DisplayPort looks like that will be well worth it to use. USB, it does come with 2 USB-A 3.2 Gen 1 ports, 2 USB-A 2.2 high-speed ports, 1 USB-C 3.2 Gen 2 port in the back. Networking is a gigabit Ethernet. It has an LED strip on it, but you can customize your little box, so that's nice. And the software, the operating system, will be SteamOS 3. So it's interesting. The Steam machine. This will, depending on their price, will be either the make it or break it for a lot of people. Now, they can make this thing expensive like a gaming PC, and I don't think it's going to go too well. I think people are going to not want to buy it, because when Steam Machine was first introduced, so many people hopped on board to that train until the rumors of the prices were like, it's not going to be console-like. Well, that turned off so many people. And that right there is going to be the make it or break it for this little gaming PC console. As much as I would like a new console, I would really like to just be able to play whatever game. And the Steam machine, you don't have to pay for an online service like you do on both PlayStation and Xbox. You don't need gold membership. You just buy the game and play it as you will. You already have the option to play online. That's very important, by the way. You don't have to have a subscription. And I mean, I get it. There's some subscriptions that are kind of worth it, like Xbox Game Pass, but they just up their prices, so it's But on the Xbox Game Pass, you can play a good chunk of games that is on, Xbox. All you gotta do is just download it. But anyways, Steam machine. If it's worth it, I'm probably gonna buy it. Steam machine. Just a cube. It's a nice little cube. Oh, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Would I like to have one? Yes, but if it's a price of a computer, I'm going to buy a computer, because at least with a computer I can customize it. At least with a computer I can do much more with it than be just trapped with whatever is on the cube. Anyways, carrying on. Oh, Halo campaign evolved. Well, let's talk about Halo. The Halo community in general never ceases to amaze me. Is anyone excited for Halo Campaign Evolved? It's coming out next year. It's going to be, for the first time ever, on PlayStation 5 and also Xbox and PC. So also the Steam machine. And it's a Halo Campaign Evolved. It is nothing but a third release of Halo Combat Evolved, I should say. The original game, Combat Evolved, has been released 24 years ago, in 2001, for the original Xbox. And since then, it's been remastered in 2011 for a 10-year anniversary, made by 343. And then it was released again on the Master Chief Collection You can play both original and anniversary edition of it on the Master Chief Collection. And now we come over to current events, where Halo Campaign Evolved will be released next year. And my problem is, the game is not really grabbing my attention. It's there, but I don't care for it as much as some of the Halo community has been cheering it for. And my thing is, I don't think anyone really asked for another Halo Campaign Evolved or Halo Combat Evolved game. Like, my argument is, you've already got Halo CE on the PC and on the Xbox. So my argument is, show me one person prior to the teaser trailer of Halo Campaign Evolved. Show me one person. Show me one post, one video, one thread, one something of an actual person who's asking for a third release of Halo CE. The demand for this game is not all that there. And some people argue, well, us PlayStation guys have been waiting for Halo to be on PlayStation. For how long? 25 years? Halo CE came out in 2001. Halo Campaign Evolved will be released in 2026. It's about 25 years between the two. And you're telling me that you've waited 25 years to play Halo because nothing's stopping you from playing Halo CE on a computer. You can play it, I'm sure, even on a tablet, if you just download an Xbox emulator. I'm pretty sure Halo CE has become more accessible to play than it has ever been before. You can even download it illegally for free, like a lot of other people have. So you're telling me, devil's advocate of an argument, that you've waited 25 years to play Halo on the PlayStation. I don't think you're really missing out much, especially if Halo Campaign Evolved is just a campaign. So far, there's no multiplayer to it. So far, there's no anything to it. It's not like what Halo Combat Evolved was. It is so far just the missions. And they remastered every mission like they already have in Halo CEA. And they've added a couple of missions in between the story of Halo Reach and Halo CE. So that might be interesting. But if it's only just a couple of missions, I feel like I'm still not missing out much if I don't buy it. And a lot of the hardcore Halo fans are just praising this, absolutely loving all this. And I get it, but also, like, this is not a game that is in demand. This goes back to the argument I was making earlier. Who actually asked for this game? Because not one person in the actual Halo community was like, yeah, I want a third remake of Halo Combat Evolved. It just, to me, that does not make sense. And what is it for? A 25-year anniversary because it's coming out in 2026? I don't even know if there was a release date for it yet or not, but I just know it's coming out next year. And I just don't understand. I don't get it. I'm not that hyped over it. I'm normally hyped over a lot of Halo video games. I was hyped over Halo 5, and then I was hugely disappointed because I've seen the direction of where 343 took Halo 5, and so did a lot of people, and it is heavily disliked because it tried to replicate what Call of Duty was. It's heavily fast-paced, too fast-paced in my opinion. The campaign sucked, multiplayer didn't feel original whatsoever, customization sucked, everything in Halo 5 sucked. And then we go to 5 years later, Halo Infinite. Now, I get that Microsoft was going to release a new Xbox Series, S and X, and with that, they have to come out with an exclusive title. And even though 343 had a 5-year gap to make something and perfect something, and they even had a beta for it, it still sucked. Halo Infinite. And that's notorious for 343, right? They've done it with the Master Chief Collection back in 2014. They released the Master Chief Collection. They've released Halo Infinite in 2020. And both of those games were not fixed until a couple years later. Well, it took longer for Master Chief Collection, unfortunately. And I already said it. That's how you kill a whole bunch of people who were hyped for Halo. There's so much hype for Master Chief Collection, there's so much hype for Halo 5, and there's so much hype for Halo Infinite. But when you release a game that's not fully developed or broken, so many people are going to be turned off and realize how bad it is and not come back. And you can fix it now, but there's already been so many new games that's been released since. And so many people are now playing Battlefield 6, Call of Duty 7. Still, people are playing Fortnite. I am. There's so many variety of games now that Halo is no longer top of there like it used to be. And sure, we can say that Halo Infinite had a good chunk of people buying and playing, and it sure looks good when you look at a sheet that says this amount of people have bought Halo Infinite. Well, can we look at how many people dropped Halo Infinite? Can we look at how many people no longer play? Or can we look at how many people are actively playing on it? Because that's one thing 343 took away that Bungie used to do, is an actual live count of how many players are online. And I preach Helldivers 2 for having the courage to show how many players are online playing their game. And I like Helldivers 2 for being very interactive with their community for that. And that's another thing there, is that when Bungie was making Halo, it was community driven. 343 in Halo, it's separated, and I don't know if it's because it's Microsoft owned. I don't know if it's just corporate owned and we're just not looking at the bigger picture with the community. And we can pretend like we're giving in for the community, sure. But that doesn't solve anything when you're releasing a game and it's bad. There's just so much things that is wrong with Halo that I hate. I used to love Halo. I don't want to diss Halo. I don't want to say bad things about Halo. I love Halo. My problem is just how 343 Studios have been handling Halo as of late. It's not good. It's not what it used to be. And I'm glad there's a Halo community out there. And I used to be in there. It's hard to be in there now because the community's toxic. Most communities are toxic because they're overly defensive of the product. And so you say something bad about Halo, you've already angered that community and they're going to all come after you and they're all going to say this and that about you. And that's fine. But when the vast majority of people are saying, yeah, nah, this game sucks, we're not going to play it, then that's an issue. That's an issue that needs to be addressed. You cannot just make a game and satisfy a couple thousand people who are Halo strong and live and breathe it. That's not going to be what puts Halo back on top. And the problem is, like, Halo has so much potential too. So much potential to be up there. It's got a unique aspect in gaming that's different and separates itself from all the other video games out there. And it was fair, and it was great, and it was even, and it was simple. And we just somehow turned it around. So, I don't know. You know, I can play Master Chief Collection and live in nostalgic and play Halo 3, Halo Reach, Halo 4 on there or whatever. The problem is you can hardly find any players on there, and the players you do find, you're always 9 times out of 10 playing with the same people over and over, and you're like, especially if they're tryhards, it gets annoying pretty quickly. And another thing is, I just wish they would keep Griffball as a permanent playlist in the Master Chief Collection. I don't care if there's boosters on there, because how to counteract boosters, people who are there to troll, all you do is just, you pair up with your buds. Me and my friends, we're pretty good at Griffball, and we know how to turn a game around and win it and just take care of the problem quickly, where we get blocked, where they don't want to play with us, you know? If you're playing solo on Griffball, it does become a little difficult or harder, but you just keep playing until you find people that you can play with and, you know, interact with them and, you know, be cool. That's what I used to do in Halo Reach. That's how I kind of boosted into Inheritor. Ah, man, speaking of Franks, man, I miss that kind of stuff. Halo 3 was simple. You're level 50 max, you win. You're already highest level. Halo Reach, Halo 4 was great. All you had to do is just play, and just long enough to be max level. I don't really care for how Halo 343 has been doing it with the ranking system too, Onyx and whatnot. They kind of make it like temporary too, so it's like meh, or by seasons. It's just meh, and they're trying to do the thing where it's like they have battle passes on there too now, but like supposedly you buy it once in Halo Infinite, you have it forever. I just don't care. And another thing about Halo Infinite is that whatever happened to just having colors already unlocked, being able to be whatever color your Spartan can be, and not having to unlock it. And another thing is, like, you can't even customize the colors that well, because it's hard to explain. You unlock a color for your Spartan, and it'll have shades with it. So it'll be primary pink Spartan with like blue side pieces on it or whatever. Now that's another problem, is that they took away a good customization away from what Halo used to be. Anyways, I'm talking too much trash about Halo right now, and any Halo fan that's like really happy with 343 for whatever reason will definitely be angry with me. Anyways, today is November 21st. I don't have any celebrity birthdays for you, because when I searched it up before recording, no one that I saw I recognized whatsoever, and I could say names that I'm more than likely going to botch people's names, because I've never been good with names. I've never been able to remember people's names either. I have to see your face at least 20 times before I can actually remember your name. So I try not to be offensive with it, but like, it's just one of those things where it's like, I don't care about a person until things, you know, do come to that point where it's like, okay, I kind of have to know your name now. Anyways, so today's November 21st, and while I don't care about the celebrities, because there's a lot of other celebrities out there that aren't even celebrities in my eyes, we have national holidays. Today is National Red Mitten Day. Yes, on November 21st, National Red Mitten Day represents Canadian Olympic pride. The cozy holiday is a Canadian holiday, but since mittens are a must... I scrolled too much. But since mittens are a must in the winter, why not choose red mittens? Well, easy, because Canada, their flag is literally red and white. So there you go. Especially if you live in a cold climate, you can wear red mittens and celebrate Canada. It's also, in case you're not Canadian or you don't like Canada, today is National Stuffing Day. Gross. I hate stuffing so much. Isn't it just soggy bread? Or soggy croutons or whatever they are? Like, no, I've never had good stuffing. Every stuffing I've tried is disgusting. And Don't know if it's a texture thing. I don't know if it's a taste. It's definitely a tasting. It sucks. November 21st is an ideal day for National Stuffing Day, with Thanksgiving right around the corner. Since we are already thinking about the delicious turkey stuffing that is a traditional part of Thanksgiving dinner. Some cooks choose to stuff the bird with crusts of bread, vegetables, herbs, and spices. Yeah, it's just wet bread. Others prefer to prepare a similar dish alongside the turkey using the drippings to moisten the dish. Either way, each preparation is a personal preference or family tradition. The difference is the first is called a stuffing, but the latter is referred to as a dressing. Yeah, I mean, dressing to what? The turkey? Only to the turkey? The usual turkey stuffing consists of bread cubes, or crumbs combined with onions, celery, salt, and pepper. Further spices and herbs such as summer savory, sage, or poultry seasoning adds flavor and variety. Other recipes add sausages, hamburger, tofu, oysters, egg, rice, apple, raisins, or other dried fruits. Nothing can save the stuffing, honestly. Let's be honest. Why today? Can I understand this? I'm reading through, but I'm just not seeing anything otherwise. It's just to recognize stuffing because Thanksgiving is around the corner. Well, happy Thanksgiving to everyone, by the way. I know the next episode will come out, it'll be right after Thanksgiving. It'll be on Black Friday, and don't kill yourselves over on Black Friday, by all means. I don't personally do Black Friday shopping only because I hate crowds, but also some of the discounts, it's not all that there. You can go to Walmart, sure, you can be one of those people and punch each other for a toaster that's $10, but like, it's just a toaster. And that's another thing, is like, people will run in there and just start panic buying. Like, they're just so excited about the prices, and they just start grabbing things and buying things, like televisions. You don't need a new TV, but you're gonna get it anyways. Or just do, I don't know. I can't be bothered. Cannot be bothered. The only thing I would think is reasonable is if it's things that you really need, like clothes, discounted clothes. That's a need for people. I could agree with that. Everything else, though, you don't need a new TV. You don't need a new, stupid thing for your kitchen or whatever. A toaster oven, microwave, all sorts of stupid little things. Toys are understandable because Christmas is around the corner. So stocking up on toys for the next holiday, it's not a bad idea. At least I like to try my best to go Christmas shopping early, just because I always like to just try my best to pre-plan everything and not be super last minute with the holidays. I used to be very bad about holidays, but over the past few years, I feel like I've definitely gotten better about buying gifts. Buying gifts is questionable because sometimes I buy gifts and I'm just like, don't know if they're going to like it, don't know this or that, whatever. I feel like I'm not the best at buying particular gifts. However, I try my best for when buying gifts to do it early, so I'm not stressing out, I'm not feeling financially broken, I'm not, this or that. I'm pre-planned, I'm figuring things out, and I like to figure things out now before Christmas comes along, because we still got another month or so to figure things out. And instead of wasting all of December panic buying, I like to start in October or September and just buy things, hide it in a corner, wrap it up, whatever, and then wait till Christmas to give it all out. Holidays, just one of those things. Anyways, it's National Stuffing Day. Gross. It's mittens, but I live in Florida, so mittens don't really matter here. There's not really too many things going on November 21st, surprisingly, on nationaldaycalendar.com. Substitute Educators Day, Friday before Thanksgiving. So you can also recognize your substitutes, but I don't know. I'm not in school anymore. I don't really, have a reason to celebrate that. It's just it. Oh, it's also National Gingerbread Cookie Day, even though you would think gingerbread cookies are more of a Christmas delicacy. Oh well. Anyways, thank you for listening and watching or doing whatever you do. We'll see you guys next week. Have a good Thanksgiving. Have a good Black Friday if you're into that kind of stuff. Don't kill each other. Don't kill, your family either, because they're just talking about random stuff that may or may not anger you. I don't know. There's always something going on with a random family out there. I feel like there's always like families that gather together that should just not gather together. But of course, there's families that should gather together as well. I think it's important for families to gather. However, because of a traditional holiday, families are forced to get together and then yell at each other. Hey, I've definitely heard people complain about that kind of stuff. Thankfully, I'm not in that kind of situation. I actually like my family. Now, thank you for watching, rating, subscribing, doing whatever you do on YouTube. I will see you guys next week. Have a happy Thanksgiving. I'll let you know how mine goes. I'm pretty sure it'll go well. But for now, I need you all to do me a favor and go to bed.